channel. Today, we're going to talk about a tragic and chilling case that has haunted France for decades. The story of the missing children of Isère. Between the 1980s and 1990s, multiple children mysteriously disappeared or were found dead under shocking circumstances in the Isère department, located in the French region of Rhône-Alpes. 30 years later, these unsolved cases remain open wounds for the families, leaving behind deep, unsettling questions about the failures of investigations and the justice system. To understand this collective trauma, we have to go back to 1983, when the first known case was recorded. This was the disappearance of Ludovic Janvier, a 6-year-old boy who vanished one evening as he walked home with his brothers. This tragedy would only be the beginning of a series of terrible events. Over the next decade, at least 9 more children between the ages of 5 and 16 would disappear or be found dead in similar, disturbing circumstances. This nightmare, which should have raised alarm bells much sooner, would go on to scar the entire Isère region. Since these disappearances took place over different years and locations, authorities struggled initially to find a connection between them. Gradually, though, questions began to arise. Could this all be the work of a single predator? Were there multiple offenders in the region? The investigations, however, were plagued by errors and limitations. The technology of the time was rudimentary. DNA testing, for instance, wasn't yet a common tool, which severely limited investigative leads. Many suspects were released due to insufficient evidence, and some potential leads were completely overlooked. Some of the cases are particularly haunting. The disappearance of 10-year-old Cédric Labrousse, who was found drowned, Ludovic Janvier, who vanished without a trace, 12-year-old Fabrice Ladoux, whose body was never found, and Sarah Syed, a 6-year-old girl who was abducted and found dead months later. Each story has its own tragic details, and for each of them, the families have received no answers. Investigators explored countless leads, from neighbors to possible offenders and even pedophile networks. Names surfaced, profiles were built, but no suspects were conclusively identified. The question remains, was it a single predator, or were there multiple people involved? Despite everything, there's still hope. Thanks to advances in forensic science, some of these cases have been reopened in recent years. New DNA sampling and modern technology might finally shed light on the mystery. In 2020, a dedicated task force was established to centralize all information and revisit the files of the Isère cases. This special team brings together seasoned investigators, criminologists, and DNA specialists who are combing through old testimonies, material evidence, and potential suspects who were once dismissed. Despite these efforts, many families are still waiting. Losing a child under such brutal and mysterious circumstances is a tragedy that leaves scars for life. For decades, parents and relatives have remained hopeful that justice will finally be served. For some, the disappearances in Isère are emblematic of the failures of our justice system and a reminder of the critical need to protect the most vulnerable. The missing children of Isère, a dark chapter in French criminal history, one that for now remains without closure. This case continues to haunt families, investigators, and the French public. May we one day find the truth and bring justice to these families. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to hear more about unsolved cases or developments in criminology, don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. Take care, and until next time, stay vigilant.